Inside your fractured box, you'll find the full-color, 40-page instruction manual which explains the gameplay, 100 clips to track ships' hit points, 2 6-sided dice to resolve the battles, and 4 boxes of cards with which the game is played. The fractured game is played with a deck of 216 cards. The first step in preparing to play the game is to separate the deck into its different types. First, locate the faction unit cards. These are labeled on the reverse with the different faction logos and are the ships and stations you will use to fight the battle. Units come in 2 types, capital class units and fighter class units. The distinctions between these will be discussed further in another tutorial. For now, we will simply separate the units into their faction decks. Each faction has 12 units, 1 station, 1 battleship, 1 carrier, 2 frigates, 3 light fighters, 1 bomber, 1 heavy fighter, and 2 mining ships. Separate these into each of the 4 faction decks and give those decks to their respective players. Next, locate all the cards which have the weapons and upgrades label on the reverse side. There are 13 different weapons and upgrades which, like the unit cards, are divided into capital class weapons and upgrades and fighter class weapons and upgrades. The differences and effects of these distinctions will be discussed in a later tutorial. For now, place these cards face up to the side of the gameplay area. This is the store where these weapons and upgrades can be purchased during the game. The next cards to be separated are the special abilities cards, of which there are 5. These can be purchased and used during the game as well. Shuffle these together and place them face down next to the weapons and upgrades. They are part of the store. Finally, you're left with the cards labeled Random Events. There are 7 different random events which may befall your fleet during the game. Shuffle the random events together, place them face down off to the side of the gameplay area. They are not part of the store, as these are not purchased. The cards are now set up to play the game, which is played on an imaginary map made up of sectors, which represent the different regions of space in which the game takes place. Each faction has 1 home sector where its station is located, and where ships are initially deployed. The home sectors are all connected by 1 deep space sector. You can only reach another player's station by passing through deep space. Each player will begin with his station deployed in front of him in his home sector. Stations do not need to be purchased. Each player's faction deck should be placed next to his home sector, where the player will know that the cards have not yet been purchased. Once purchased, ships and their array of weapons and upgrades will be deployed in the home sector next to the station. Special abilities cards, once purchased, should also be placed face down outside the home sector until they are needed. The game is set up. The battle is about to begin.